Hey everybody, I'm here today in Northeast, or I guess we're in South Minneapolis, right? Um, Working on Dark Pinup, the book I'm going to be putting out next year with Working Class Publishing. We've been grinding on this thing now for about 3 days and making a lot of progress. And while I was sitting here editing photos for the book, I came across a photo that I shot on my last trip to LA. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this was actually in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I ended up doing Scranton, New York, Philly, and Toronto. And this was a trip with a model named Carly Urban. And something occurred to me that was like a perfect fit for a quick tutorial here. And that's like what makes the model that you're editing or shooting unique, or their personality traits that kind of define them. And I thought this occurred to me when I was opening this shot, and I'm going to do that right here. So this is Bridge I'm in right now. I'm in Photoshop Bridge. This is like a raw image. So I'll make my little regular tweaks here as far as shadows go and lighting and everything like that. There, and then open. And the thing that occurred to me, one of the first things I wanted to kind of edit out was I noticed under her eyes, she's kind of got puffy under eyes. You'll see that here. Watch, I'm going to zoom in. And right under Carly's eyes, there's some puffiness. And I went to edit that out. I went to use my regular technique here where I would just select this part of the eye and kind of drag it off and clone it out. And immediately it occurred to me, this does not look like Carly. I mean, I only met this girl on this trip. We've been Facebook friends for a long time. But what I just did right there, that doesn't look like Carly. And as a photographer, this is an important thing that you should take note of, what it is that makes a person look like that person. And in this case, in this photo of Carly, that is part of it. If you remove those kind of I don't even know what to say. It's not bags under the eyes. Just she just has like a little bit of a swollen under eye, or puffy under eye, and to remove that, it just doesn't look like her. So I wanted to show a quick tutorial on something I would do to maybe still come across with an edit, but not change much about the person themselves. So I would use, like in this case, I would just take the eyedropper tool, and select a color on the face, add a layer, and then just do a quick brush over the eye, and right there. Now you could still see there's a little bit of a line, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Grab the dropper tool and sort of brush in a little bit underneath the eye here, and this is it. This is what you should look out for and be aware of. Without the kind of pronounced under eye lid, or this area of the face, especially in Carly's case, that is, her face is going to look flat, kind of like a paper plate, and that's not good. And in other cases, you're going to have a model that maybe has a certain feature, a nose, or a chin or something like that, that if you change it, you're going to immediately probably notice that, like, okay, that doesn't look like the person who hired me for the shoot. And that's something you really have to consider when you're editing. Many years ago, I used to work in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, at this big fair they have, and I was a caricature artist, and that's what I did. I used to set up a little booth and draw caricatures, and that's a similar I guess, state of mind. You're trying to find the qualities in the person that you can exaggerate. That with it's even harder in that, because you have to do it without being insulting, and I was not very good at that, which is why I didn't do caricatures for long. But when you're editing, you need to find the traits that really make the person unique, and do your best to edit towards what you think may be their preference, but not change who they are, or you don't want an image when it's done to not look like that person at all. And a lot of photographers go too far with that kind of stuff, or just don't even consider that. They're editing towards maybe what they think their ideal scenario is. But in this photo, now that I've changed that, I mean, you can still see even from the original raw. This is the original. I'm going to try to get up, zoomed up here a little bit. Yeah, here you go. This is our original that we were working with, and you know, you could see under the eyes here, and you could see that I really didn't take it much farther. I didn't edit out these little lines under their face, but they're not as pronounced. And you know, in this case, that was probably a good way to handle this image of this particular model. I don't run into this kind of stuff all the time, and that's why I thought this would be a good little quick tutorial to show you on what I'm thinking of when I'm editing photos. But all right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get back to finishing this up and trying to get a few more pages completed on the Dark Pinup book, which will be released at Viva Las Vegas on Thursday, April 19th of next year. So hope some of you can come out and say hi and pick up a copy.